Good morning, guys. So today I'm going to be working on my project one for the Valentine's Chopped YouTube challenge not slap, what? Slash hop. Anyway, okay. This is what she sent me for project one, okay? And I've been thinking about it for several days. I mean, several days, guys. Okay, so I do know I'm definitely going to use this in this challenge, okay? And I'm not sure about this yet. I'm definitely going to use this. And in fact, I might add another one because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create actual two projects, okay? I'm going to try to cut this in half, okay? And what I'm thinking of doing is making two planters, okay? A lot of in Florida, we have tons of orchids, okay? So I'm thinking I'm going to hold two little orchid plants in here. So let me go ahead and cut this, and then I'll be back because I think I'm going to need a saw. Just saying. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, so this turned out a little bit more difficult than I thought. When I was cutting it in half, I accidentally cracked this piece, so I can't use that one. That one's no longer usable, so I'm going to go ahead and just use this one. And so I don't think I'm going to need this bottom piece anymore. Actually, it doesn't fit on the bottom. So anyway, I guess I ruined that. But anyway, since I'm going to have this as a open container for my orchid, obviously I don't need the lid. Maybe I'll save the lid and use it for the next project. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to go ahead and toss that other piece out since I broke it. And I'm going to grab out my Santorini paper, because I decided that I want to do this nautical. So it's going to be like hopefully turn out to be a nautical Valentine's. I'm thinking what I might do is glue some ribbon on top of here or shape some paper into this. I'm not sure yet, to cover that portion up. I might even use the tinsel on the top to cover that up. I'm not really sure yet how I'm going to incorporate this yet, but I'm working on some ideas. So let me see what color I want to use for this, and I'm thinking maybe this piece. It doesn't really go with the Valentine's hearts, huh? Maybe this one. Well, that is the same one. How weird is that? Okay. But I need it cut in the right direction, so I'm going to go ahead, or I could use this one. This one might work. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one. So maybe it's not going to be ocean themed, I guess, because this looks more floral. So I guess we'll go with a floral Valentine. And this should be 3¼ inches long if I cut it correctly. And oops, it is not. It's about 3½. So that's fine. So I'm going to cut my paper to 3½. Okay. I want to see if this goes all the way around. Oh my gosh, it just barely does. So that's awesome. And what I'll probably do is center where this is going to go around at. So I'm thinking this is going to be super cute. Now, do I want to do my little edge first? I'm thinking I will. And maybe I have some lace that'll work with that. Let me see here. Cover that up. Okay, so I think I found what's going to work here. I'm going to go ahead and make my bottom with this. So first of all, I'm going to trace this. And of course, my daughter took my pencil. Oh, here's one. This will work. I always like to use these fine line pencils so I can get as close to the project as possible. So I'm going to cut all the way around this, and I only need it for the bottom because I don't want to just half do my project, you know, so I want it all covered. And I'm just going to trim this out. And I'm going to go inside my line because I really want it to fit inside the bottom. Okay. So let's see if this fits exactly on the bottom here. And it does. So I'm going to take my little Prima distressor, and I kind of want my edges distressed, make it look a little vintagey and shabby, I guess. Or distressed, that would be the word. I'm just going to go around this. Okay, I'm going to get out my art glitter glue, and I'm going to cover this. Well, are you going to come out or what? Right, well. I'll just do this for the time being. Go all the way around here. And smooth it down or burnish it in. I'm going to set that aside to dry. I'm going to go ahead and distress around this piece as well. And I'm just going to do the top and the bottom. I'm not going to do the sides because I want it to be seamless, or at least appear that way. I'm going to do the same thing. Now remember, I wanted to start off in the middle, so I'm going to do that. Goodness, I don't know what it is with my glue today, but I guess I need to clean that out. Sometimes you need to clean your tip out with warm water, especially if it's been several days since you used it, and it has been for me. Okay. So I'm just going to start off in the center, line that up. Oops, it's wanting to slide. You could use your score tape for this as well. Oops. Make sure this is lined up on here straight. And just going to smooth it down and then work my way around and just keep going. And it's looking so cute so far. Okay. I do know I'm thinking about using some of these on the bottom here. I thought that would be really cute, but unfortunately they're not all the same color. So I don't know how I'm gonna manage to do that. Sorry, I got glue on my fingers. Let me see. Could I do it with this instead? And I may have to redo my bottom and then just glue this on the bottom. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's hard for me to use my hole punch, obviously through here. So let me see if I can do this. It may not work. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing that working. Oops. I do have a pokey tool. Let me go ahead and get my measurements and then I'll be right back. Okay, so with my ruler, I decided to line it up here and then measure it to about the 1/2 inch mark down here, and then I'm marking it here and here. I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to have to do it on this side because it's kind of strange how this is set up, but I'm going to try my pokey tool and see if I can do that instead of using this bottom piece. So let's see if I can do that. I do have a owl. Sorry guys, I'm grabbing it. Okay. Let's see if this is going to work. This is an old school owl. Okay. Oh my gosh, it worked. Okay. So I'm going to use this for the initial holes. Okay, sorry for that interruption. I had a whole pile of stuff fall off. Anyway, okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue on making my holes. But what I was trying to say was I'm going to start off with the owl to make the initial hole. And then I'm going to use these pokey tools is what I call them. And kind of make my holes a little bit bigger so that I can fit in my little spare parts doorknobs. I just may have to go with this piece here, guys, because I need to get into this. So let me go ahead and make dots where I need to make my holes again. There, 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 and there. And then I'll retrace this. So I'm going to make these holes off screen since I've already messed up and it's taken up too much time. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've run into some problems, but I think I've got it cured here. So I'm going to use the bottom, which would actually be the inside of the lid, okay, because I figured that it's set on here nicely, and I'm going to have to use my E6000 to glue that on there because, well, it's really humid here and I just don't want any issues. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the inside. All right. And I've already made my holes, and I did realize that the lid, definitely the plastic is not as strong, and it did do some cracking. I don't know if you can see that, but it's there. So I'm just gonna have to work with what I've got here. So again, I'm gonna burnish that in. If I don't have enough glue there, I'm going to add a lot more glue. Okay, so that it stays. And then I'm going to reintroduce my holes just so I know where to, oops, it's just not wanting to stay. Maybe I need to let it sit for a minute. While that's happening, I can get out my glue gun. Let me move some of my stuff out of the way here. Okay. Okay, so while that is, I don't know what you want to say, heating up there, the glue gun, and that's drying over there, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this on here to cover up this little edge, okay? And I'm going to start off where I have my seam, okay? And hopefully my glue gun is heat up now. Just going to do a little section at a time. Okay, so apparently my glue gun unplugged itself. Boy, this is like a day full of bloopers. I'm going to go ahead and start adding in these. I went ahead and repunched the hole on this side and again on this side to make sure that these little screws fit in here. Guess I'm going to have to do that again. There we go. Okay. And then I can screw this into place. Oh, was this turning out so cute so far? And then my last one. Whoops. And don't worry about this plastic piece. I am going to probably add some lace once the glue is dry. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead, make sure they're all screwed on tight. It looks good because I don't want them to come undone. I'm going to come over here. My glue gun should be heat up by now. Hopefully anyway. And I'm just going to do a little section at a time because I have a tendency to burn myself constantly, hence all my band-aids all the time. I don't just do paper crafting. I do paint ornaments and see what I'm saying? Like I just burned myself just now. So anyway, we'll just continue on here. Sorry, when I finish the ornaments, what I like to do is I like to put glue ribbon on it, and so that is where I keep getting my glue gun burns, and also I make wreaths. So that's always fun. And there are little things that you can get in a kit to help protect your fingers, but then I feel weird, like they don't feel right. I don't know how to describe it, but just I don't like them on my fingers. Guess you could say it's a tactile issue for me. Just keep going around. And I'm going to overlap it just a smidge. Go ahead and trim this here. And let me. Okay. Let me see what I can do here. Should I use my glue gun? Or should I break out the E6000? Sorry, I got glue strings everywhere. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the glue gun. Make sure I get around my edge here in the middle in case I need it. And glue that sucker on there. And I'm going to hold it in place. Now I have a couple options. I can use the same lace down here as well, or I can change it up and use something else. Oh my goodness, it's looking so cute. I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. Should I use the same lace down at the bottom, or should I think I'm going to use something a little bit different. Okay, I need something heavier because you can still see the clear through here. And let me go through my lace stash and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found this Merchant 41 Hobby Lobby ribbon, and it kind of has this little scalloped edge to it. I think it's really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and use that around the base. Again, I'm going to start off with my center. Actually, you know what? This time I'll start with the back. How's that? We'll go ahead and do a little section at a time. I'm going to go all the way to the very sorry. The very edge. I'm like, yeah. Woo! Yep, it burns. Okay. And keep going. Keep going around a little bit at a time. And I found this other pink ribbon, and I'm not sure yet whether I want to use that on top of this, or I want to go ahead and continue with the same lacy ribbon that I was using earlier. Yes, did I do that or what? I sure did. Okay. Let's see if we can hide my boo-boo. Okay. Yeah, I think I can do it. Okay. I'm almost kind of liking this doubled up look, but we'll see. Let me take the other lace and see how this is going to work. Oh yeah, I think I like that. You guys like that one, or do we like this one? That one's real pretty too, but I don't think that it really goes. So I'm going to stick with the other one. So we'll go ahead and start on the back. Again, to cover up our seam here. And we'll keep going around. And I'm just gently trying to put it into place. One, so I don't burn my fingers. And two, to not really mess with what I'm doing here. But apparently I seem to be messy, messy, messy. Okay. Telling you, I'm burning the heck out of myself. Okay, sorry, I've got it all stuck to my fingers, so I am trying to prevent that. Okay, we are almost there. Yay! Then I can stop burning the heck out of my fingers. I'm going to overlap it a little bit, not too much. Okay. I think I'm going to trim off a little bit more. I don't want it to overlap too much because then I'm just going to get massive bulk. There we go. So this is looking pretty cute so far. I think you could definitely use this as a pencil holder as well. Maybe I'll just use it as that. I think I'm liking that. What do y'all think? So now the thoughts are, how do I incorporate these additional items here? Maybe I can make a heart out of this. I could. Yep, I can do that. And I might make a heart out of this. All right, let me do that real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know if you can really tell what I did, but I took 2 hearts, okay, and I basically put them on the cutter, and then I also, well, okay, let me be truthful here. Okay, so what I did is I did my first heart like this, right? And then underneath it, I put some of this see-through acrylic, okay? And then I went ahead and cut it. So then for this middle part of the heart, I ran it through the cutter again, okay? And so that's how we get this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one more time, And I'm going to use one of these patterns from the Santorini collection. Let me see what I can find here. We have Lost in Paradise, Take Me Back to Paradise, but that doesn't really work. Let's see here. We could just do a, ooh, that would be cute. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let me cut this out real fast. All right, so we're going to do this little scenery here. And then I'm going to run that through my thing. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so a couple of things that I've done here off screen. First of all, I want to go ahead and clean this with this Nouveau Plastic Shine. This is a anti-fog and anti-static. So that way my little glittery suckers there aren't going to be stuck on here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, just basically spray this on here and then wipe it off and then let it dry, okay? Sorry, I'm kind of making a mess here, but, and then I'm also going to take my art glitter glue, and hopefully it's going to work with me. I need to glue this onto here, okay? So this is going to be my top layer, all right? And I really need this glued on here nicely so that it doesn't look cray-cray. So I'm hoping I'm going to be pretty successful at this. And I'm thinking maybe, I think it's actually going to glue on here. Okay. That's why I do the anti-static stuff on both sides, because I really don't know which side I'm going to use. All right, and then I just line it up, and I'm going to set that aside to dry on there. And if you have any glue where you don't want it, try to wipe that up now, because otherwise it's going to look like a smear. Okay. And I have a little plastic piece hanging out there crazy like. Now, the other thing I did was, I'm going to keep my glue out. I made several layers of this heart. The best way to do that is when you are doing this, you're going to take a piece of cheap washi tape and you're going to tape it all the way across on the paper, and you're going to want to keep that tape in the same spot each time, okay? So if you lift it up gently enough, it'll still stay, these two will still stay attached to the tape, and you can keep on replacing it. So I must have done about, I stacked 2 pieces of paper at a time. So I hope that kind of helps. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all of these together, because that will give me that space that I need to allow it to be a shaker, okay? I'm just going to keep on going with these and stack them all up. Either ink this all red around the edges and stuff, or, you know, it's up to you, whatever look you're trying to get here. Okay, so I'm not going to press this too crazy hard because I don't want the glue to keep seeping. But in the meantime, I'm going to grab a Q-tip and try to clean up the mess I've made here, okay? And on that edge as well. I'm going to get out a new one so I don't smear any glue. Okay. So right now that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm just going to move it a little bit more into place. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. Grab another Q-tip. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside to dry for the moment. And I'm going to grab my little Santorini one. And I need to see where this needs to be, okay? I think I've got enough height. Sorry, if you're that worried about it like me, I'm going to grab a little bit of the spray. Where did I just put it? Okay. I'll spray a little bit on a part of a Q-tip I didn't use. Okay. And I'm going to clean up my little mess here. I'm thinking, guys, should I make a few more layers? Because to me right now, this doesn't seem very, like thick enough. So I think I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Several more layers to this, okay, to make it thicker, and I'm happy with it now. So what I can do here is I'm going to glue on my little Santorini background scenery. Okay. And I'm going to want to make sure that that is sealed down. I'm going to center it. And I want to make sure it's sealed down in there really good. So I'm going to hold my hand on here, burnish my edges because I don't want any sequins getting underneath there, okay? So I'm just going to burnish that in there and on that edge as well. And I'm happy with how it looks so far. I'm going to grab my sequins and I'm just going to put a little bit of these. I wish I had like a teeny spoon, but I don't. Right here in the middle of my heart. Okay, maybe a little more. That looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and get my glue. And I'm really going to glue around here. And I'm not worried if you can see the glue because it is going to dry clear eventually. So I'm going to make sure I get all my edges. Really keep this glued down. And I'm going to come here and lay this down right on top of my little scenery. And I'm just going to glance at it. I'm going to hold it down right on my edges. I'm going to grab another Q-tip here. Whoops. To clean up my edges. And I'm going to have to hold this down here because otherwise the sequins are going to come out the sides, okay? Because this is a rounded little container. Another good thing would be is if you had like an acrylic caulk, you could put that around the edge. Or if you're simply worried about it, you can fill that in with your glue gun. And again, I'm going to wipe off any overage. And I'm going to put that in there as well. And again, wipe off any overage. So I'm happy with how this looks so far. And it shakes. just gonna keep this on the side for a minute. And I'm thinking, so since I might use, I don't know what to use mine as. I don't know if I should use it as a plant holder, or if I use it as a plant holder, then I can have this to have the name of the plant that is in here. And for me, it would be the type of orchid. So I think I might do that. Or if I don't want it to be permanent, I can just clip it this way. But at this point, I'm not exactly sure yet. I think I'm just going to have this here for now until I get my little plant. So the other little thing here is I could use this tinsel around my heart. Oh, that's cute. Okay, let me get my wire cutters. Sorry about that. You ever notice when you want something in you're looking for something in your craft room, it's there, and then all of a sudden it's not there. And so I go with this every week because now my daughter is, starting to become a little crafter. She's 14 and she keeps moving all my stuff all over the place. So I think what I'm going to do is put my little dip in my heart here. Oh yeah, that is too cute. Okay, again, I'm going to have to burn myself. And I'm going to glue this down. Maybe I'll use that so I don't burn the heck out of myself. And then I will come around here and do the same thing. Man, that glue is hot. You can see it smoking. Okay. Oh my goodness, I really think this turned out cute. You just hold it into place. Ooh, the glue gun kind of steamed it up right there. That's funny. Hopefully that steam goes out. But here is, maybe I'll trim a little bit of this off so I can see the heart. You always have that one crazy hair that doesn't want to go. Okay. Anyway, well, I think it turned out so cute. I'm hoping that that steam will go out of there pretty soon. And then I will take some photos and share those. So I hope you all like how this turned out. And again, don't forget to join the other crafters to see what their first chopped project is. So have a wonderful and fabulous day. Thanks, y'all. Bye.